This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, 13th December 2023. Peace is the path to the prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. On the news this evening, lawmakers' seats declared vacant over defection to APC in Rivers State. Lawmaker says executive cannot carry out demolition of assembly complex without approval of lawmakers. Governor Fubara presents 2024 budget to Edison Ehie-led assembly. CJN urges judges not to tarnish image of judiciary. On the foreign scene, new deal reached at Dubai Climate Summit after days of negotiations. I am Constance Mega. The Edison Ehie-led Rivers State House of Assembly has declared the seats of 27 lawmakers vacant over their defection from the PDP to the APC, where lawmaker Edison Ehie, who leads a 5-member group loyal to Governor Siminalayi Fubara, made this known today at an undisclosed venue used for plenary. Well, as you may know, Edison Ehie and Martin Samewule have been embroiled in a speakership tussle that is in court. The crisis in the 32-member assembly had begun as a result of a rift between Governor Fubara and his predecessor, Nyesom Wike. In October, the assembly under Martin Samewule served an impeachment notice on Governor Fubara and removed Edison Ehie as the House leader. However, some members of the assembly loyal to Governor Fubara immediately impeached Mr. Amewule and made Mr. Ehie the new speaker. Now, reacting to this, one of the PDP lawmakers who defected to the APC on Monday, Enemi George, said the Constitution allows lawmakers to defect from one party to another. Mr. George said this in an interview on Channels Television.
Section 109, subsection 1G of the Constitution is clear that if there's a division in my party, I can move to another party. And that is what we have done. Whatever those 4 people, the young man and 3 others, they don't have the legal power to do that. So we're not bothered about that at all. You can't put something on nothing. These are just people who have some funds to throw around. And so it's just a short-term drama that is playing out there. As it stands now, our House of Assembly is constitutionally constituted.
Well, Mr. Enemi George said the executive cannot demolish the Rivers State House of Assembly complex without the approval of lawmakers.
The Rivers State House of Assembly building, before it was brought down today, is the best House of Assembly building in Nigeria. It's the finest and the best planned. The fire happened in the hallowed chambers of the House of Assembly. That's why we moved to another auditorium. So if you want to demolish the official building, the House of Assembly, you will give notices. The House has to approve. The executive cannot move in one day and demolish the House of Assembly without the approval of the House of Assembly, without letting us plan where do we move to. We have our
Mr. George, who represents a Saritoro State constituency, said the State House of Assembly was demolished with files and archives in it.
Our documents, our files, our archives, the entire signature of the Rivers State House of Assembly, built from the first assembly to date, brought down for nothing. I'm not talking about personal belongings of members of the assembly. I'm not talking about stuff we have in our offices. I'm talking about the institution. When I came here, I learned the job through documents and files and archives I saw from the libraries, and everything that represents the history and image of the Rivers State House of Assembly has just been brought down.
Well, speaking of where the Martin Samewule-led lawmakers will hold their next sitting following the demolition of the assembly complex, Mr. George said the executive cannot choose where the assembly will sit.
The House of Assembly is the people and not the building. Whenever the House reconvenes, the House will move a motion and decide on where that is convenient to use as our sitting ground. The Constitution is clear that the legislature is an independent arm of government. The executive cannot choose where the House of Assembly will sit unless in agreement with the legislature.
Well, the state lawmaker also clarified that 27 lawmakers defected to the APC, including a lawmaker, Linda Stewart, who has not been seen in public recently. Well, this morning, the Rivers State government began the demolition of the State House of Assembly building on Moscow Road, Port Harcourt City local government area. Well, the complex was demolished amid tight security about 6 weeks after fire gutted the complex. State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Joe Johnson, later told newsmen that the demolition was due to structural defects, which was as a result of the fire incident in October, which he says rendered the main building unfit for human use.
After the fire incident that took place on the 29th, arising from the visit of His Excellency, and we got there to assess the extent of damage. But beyond that, His Excellency also commissioned consultants who went into the structure and came up with an advice that it was no longer very conducive for business. On the strength of that advice, government had decided to demolish that structure. Well, the rapidity at which we commenced today will tell you that we're prepared to do it.
Well, still on this, an architect, A.B. Bozimo, says the demolition of the State House of Assembly complex is an opportunity for the state government to build a modern structure that is energy efficient and provides for all legislative activities. Mr. Bozimo made this known in an interview.
What comes next? Are we trying to just replicate the former structure, or does this provide an opportunity for something to rise like a phoenix from the ashes? I suggest that for the state government to do a competition where the best structures can be proposed to replace what was there. These modern structures should be energy efficient, adhere with and provide for all the legislative activities, and they should be a credit to the Rivers State government.
In a related development, Governor Siminalayi Fubara has reassured Rivers people of his commitment to the overall development of the state. Well, Governor Fubara said this when he presented the 800 billion naira 2024 budget estimates to the Edison Ehie-led group at the Government House today. Well, he also thanked President Bola Tinubu for being interested in a peaceful Rivers state.
We thank our dear President, His Excellency Bola Tinubu, for his special interest in the peace and progress of Rivers State. We are also grateful to the good people of Rivers State. We assure you that we will never take your trust and confidence for granted.
The governor also spoke about ongoing and completed projects by his administration.
Mr. Speaker, recall that we launched the construction of the Port Harcourt dual carriage ring road as a flagship project in line with our consolidation mantra. We have in the last 6 months completed many of the uncompleted projects we inherited from immediate past administration.
Still to come, CJN urges judges not to tarnish image of judiciary. Stay tuned.
The youth in Ikwere LGA, drawn from the 13 wards in the LGA.
Thanks for staying with us, and now to the rest of the news. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola, has cautioned judges against bringing disrepute to the judiciary arm of government. But the CJN spoke while declaring open the 2023 Conference of Judges of the Federal High Court held at the court's headquarters in Abuja. He warned them not to attempt to convince anybody, no matter how highly placed, but to always consult with laws and rules before writing their judgments and rulings. Federal universities, polytechnics and colleges of education have been taken off from the Integrated Personnel Payment System, IPPIS, while the approval for the exemption was given by the Federal Executive Council at its meeting today at the Presidential Villa, Abuja.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
A new deal has been agreed at the UN Climate Summit in Dubai after days of negotiations. Now, for the first time, the deal calls on all countries to move away from using fossil fuels, but not to phase them out, something many governments wanted. And that's the news. But before we go, let's take a look at the highlights. On the news this evening, you heard that 27 lawmakers' seats have been declared vacant following their defection to the APC in Rivers State. A lawmaker, Enemy George, says the executive cannot carry out demolition of the assembly complex without the approval of lawmakers. Governor Fubara today presented an 800 billion naira 2024 budget to the Edison Ehie-led assembly. And the CJN has urged judges not to tarnish the image of the judiciary. On the foreign scene, a new deal has been reached at the Dubai Climate Summit after days of negotiations. The news was edited by Martha Okerenkem. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215. I am Constance Mega. Thank you so much for listening.